So we're going to start by introducing him to you. Starting off with our editor-in-chief, Mr. Axel Alonso. Here shortly, Roberto Ramos. Let's cheer for him anyway.
He's finishing a page. He has to wait till he's done, then he can come down.
The marvelous Mark Hay. Ravishing Rick Remender. 80s film star Zeb Wells. Grant Morrison's awesome clone, Anthony Johnson.
He looks like he's in the same movie with Zeb.
And Dr. Doom himself, Mr. Steve Wacker. And then you can pretend like you care about it. Alright, so is Nick Spencer here? Nick Spencer, get up on the stage, young man. Nick Spencer. Okay.
Okay.
I think we did. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm terrible today. Mr. Greg Ruck, everybody cheer for Greg. Terrible today. I will be good now. So
Greg and Nick just crashed panels.
So last year when we were here, Tom Brennan and I announced for you Spider-Man Big Time. How much of you enjoyed Big Time and everything Dan and Well, Mr. Slot can't be here, but he actually had a special message for everybody here.
Hello, San Diego Comic-Con. I'm so sorry I can't be with you right now, but I'm trapped here, many miles away, 1 week into the future. Mayor J. Jonah Jameson has quarantined all of Manhattan. We are now officially Spider Island. This terrible virus is running around the city, giving all of us amazing spider powers. To some it's a gift, to others it's a curse, but to you, it is going to be 8 issues. Hey, 8 issues, like the legs of a spider. That's so cool. He came up with it. Steve Wacker came up with 8. We're going 8 issues of this amazing Spider-Man run, starting with issue 666 out next week with gorgeous art by Stefano Caselli. And then you're going to get 6 straight issues in a row of Spider Island. Ooh, with the gorgeous art from Roberto Ramos. It's going to be great. It's going to be so freaking awesome. Characters that you know and love from Spider-Man history are going to suddenly find themselves with the same kind of powers as Peter Parker. And what's Pete going to do? He has all this great power, but it's not so great anymore. Everybody's got it. Does that mean he no longer has great responsibility? You're going to have to read and find out. There's going to be all these cool books tying into it. You're going to get to see Spider-Man's buddy Shang-Chi, master of Kung Fu. He's going to have his own side adventure. Venom is going to tie into it and do all these cool, important things. We're going to see new adventures for Spider-Girl, for Cloak and Dagger. Everyone falling under the spell of Spider Island. Woo! It's great. You'll love it. It's great. 1 week from today. Any questions? Anybody? I can't answer them. I'm a recording. Steve, do something. Say something. Be funny. He's my editor.
This is the first time.
I love this. Spider Island. Go buy. You love. It's great. It's going to be the most fun, guilty pleasure you'll have all summer long in a comic book form. People with spider powers. How can you not love this?
Okay, Steve. Kids love Spider.
So
That actually went on for another hour.
Spider Island kicks off next week with Amazing Spider-Man 666. And we're going to have an announcement about that issue a bit later in the panel. Do you want to say something now, Steve?
What's that?
We said we're going to have an announcement about that issue.
I have an issue, a copy of it right here. But you cannot have the Glengarry leads. Put the Predator helmet down. So we're going to give it away later on, along with a copy of the new hit Daredevil #1, signed by writer Mark Waid. Signed in a very special way. Mark, show what you got.
This was a really good idea, I thought. Signed in Braille. There's a little Braille signature here. So, Stan.
Spoiler, Daredevil's blind.
So, Spider Island. We are kicks off next week, and we're gonna show you some of the really awesome covers we have for the issue. So Umberto is killing it with some of the covers for the books coming out. And you got covers.
And it happens. It absolutely happens.
So what? Maybe your new favorite Spider-Man cover? Everybody loves it in the office. Covers to October's issues.
Oh.
Oh my! Someone likes these. So these are October's covers. You guys get a first look at it. MJ looks very Spider-Man.
I don't leave anyone alone with those covers.
Does Dan Slott get one of those covers?
It was Stan's idea.
All of a sudden those gestures he was making make a lot more sense.
So, as Dan mentioned, there's some really awesome tie-ins. Steve's making sure every tie-in to the series really counts. The first one is, we're going to talk about Cloak and Dagger from Mr. Nick Spencer and Emma Rios. Guys, let's welcome Nick. So Nick, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you have planned for Cloak and Dagger?
Well, I've been begging to work on Cloak and Dagger pretty much from the minute I got to Marvel, and when Steve gave me a call and offered the assignment to me, I couldn't take it fast enough, but I had one question, which was who is the artist? And Emma Rios is turning in just the work of her career. I mean, it's a fantastic, beautiful book to look at. You know, when you see these pages, they're just going to knock you out. The book is really about a relationship. That was the fun appeal of the characters for me. Because we don't have a lot of books that are about couples. So to get to tell this story of two people trying to live with each other and make it work as whatever they are, maybe they're friends, maybe it's romantic, they're not sure. And to get to do it in this amazing backdrop of Spider Island and all the chaos that New York City is going to be in, it's been a lot of fun. So we're enormously proud of this book. You know, hopefully when this is done, you'll want to see some more Cloak and Dagger.
Are there Cloak and Dagger fans here? Do people know? We're hoping really to bring the spotlight onto them because these are really two of Marvel's greatest characters, I think, and the love between them is just fascinating to watch. So I hope everybody shows up for this.
You guys want to welcome Umberto Ramos? Let's give him a round of applause. Next we have Spider-Girl by Paul Tobin. Steve, tell us a bit about what's happening with Spider-Girl.
Well, at the end of Spider-Girl's series, which wrapped up a couple weeks ago, we started to see that she was getting powers, and that is going to tie in. That was the lead into Spider Island. Throughout this, we're going to see her dealing with these powers and how part of her past is coming back to not really haunt her, but to viciously attack her, taking this moment of Spider Island to finally bring her down. So it's going to be a big book for us.
Next we have Deadly Hands of Kung Fu by Mr. Anthony Johnson right here. Round of applause for Anthony. So Anthony, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you have planned for Shang-Chi and all the Iron Fist and all the characters here.
Right, well, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, this is basically Shang-Chi gets pulled into a kind of mystery. We're taking a sort of gothic horror angle to the Kung Fu here, and there's a mystery developing that he, Iron Fist, and the Bride of Nine Spiders are all involved in. I don't want to give away too much. It starts with a nightmare where Shang thinks that he's turning into a spider, and kind of spirals out from there. And it's set apart from the main book, but it ties in, and if he fails, the effects could be like devastating for the whole city.
Shang and Spidey, over the past few months, if you've been reading, have been growing closer together as Shang has been training Spider-Man. And we see a pretty important scene in the first issue of Spider Island as Shang-Chi is watching the city sort of tear itself apart. Yeah. And like Cloak and Dagger, I think this is just a character who's been due for some big spotlight. We did it last year a little bit on Secret Avengers. I know Axel's a big fan of Shang-Chi too. He just sort of appeals to lovers of violence. Like
Steve and I have been talking about trying to get a Shang-Chi book going for over a year, so when this opportunity came up, we were just like, okay, let's do it here, and let's get some serious Kung Fu action going. More kicks per page than any other Spider Island book, guaranteed.
All right. you. And also, we have another one-shot, Deadly Foes. What can you tell us about what to expect here?
Deadly Foes is 2 full-length stories. The first is a story about the Hobgoblin, a new villain in Spidey's world. Phil Urich has the Hobgoblin's powers, and sort of the effect that Hobgoblin has on Spider-Man is going to be felt through the entire Spider Island series. And the other story is about the Jackal, who is the mastermind behind Spider Island. And that's the film. Jackal's a character that goes back all the way to the dreaded Clone Saga. Ooh. All right, that's a team of 1.
Can we get this guy out of here, please?
Seriously.
So, we also have 2 other times we can talk about Avengers and Spider-Woman. Mr. Wacker.
I just wanted a story where Frogman showed up and proclaimed he was in the Avengers. Chris Jones delivered, the Cone delivered, Hawkeye's got spider powers. This is a fun one. This is a action story in the vein of that old Justice League International, the Giffen DeMatteis. This is a really fun one. And Spider-Woman is fighting the Thing here. Now, longtime readers will know Dan was so happy with this. There was a Marvel team-up with the Thing and Spider-Woman rescuing Alicia Masters. If you remember that, you're gonna love this. It's the violence of Spider Island, but I'm telling you, I never would have thought of it. Spider-Woman and Thing together as characters in scenes just work. They are terrific together. Fred and Camo just came up with a really great comic.
Marvel, your universe.